Hi, I'm Hassan, the lecturer here at the Institute of Medical Education, and today we're going to take a look at solutions to Section 3 of ACER's GAMSAT Green Booklet, Practice Test 1, specifically Unit 8, Question 27. So this unit, it's a nice drawing actually of a couple of cats, so from two different families. So you've got two cheetahs who aren't related and a domestic cat. And the question's asking you to determine if the antigens, which tissues have antigens that are significantly different from each other. Before we dive into this question, we just need to understand the process of rejection. So rejection, it occurs when the recipient's immune system recognizes the donor tissue as foreign, so non-self, and that triggers an immune response. So I do implore you to go back and have a look at how rejection works in humans, and it's principally mediated by major histocompatibility complexes 1 and 2, and more specifically the human leukocyte antigens, and they play a role in transplant rejection. So there are different types of organ transplantations, and they're summarized here in the table below. It's also important to take note that when we say antigen and antibodies, antibodies are what, say, for example, we produce towards an antigen, which could be a foreign body, such as, let's say, a virus. So we produce antibodies against antigens. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about immune systems. So if we take a look at this table, we've got autografts, allografts, and xenografts. So just if we start from the bottom here, xenografts. I worked in a cancer research lab, and we often xenografted human tissue or breast tissue onto mice. So a xenograft is a transplantation from an animal to, I guess, a different species. So in my case, in a research lab, from a human to a mouse. And you can tell straight away that both the human and mouse are going to have two completely different immune systems. So rejection is going to be highly possible. And you can kind of see that in the stimulus in Unit 8, if you take a look, that there's a scab forming 28 days after the xenograft between a domestic cat and cheetah 2. Allografts are from members of the same species. You could tell that the members of the same species will have similar immune systems, but not exactly the same, which means you could see some rejection, but I guess the compatibility is very similar. So you can see in the figure, in figure 1 of Unit 8, that the hair growing or the healing is not as bad, or it's not as prominent, or there is no sort of signs of rejection compared to the xenograft. So an autograft between, an allograft between cheetah 1 and cheetah 2. If you take a look at the autograft, which is from yourself, so think about it, your immune system from yourself, you're not going to get any rejection because you're just transferring a tissue from your own body. So your body isn't going to reject it because it recognizes it as itself. So if we take a look in the unit, the image, figure 1, cheetah 1, if we do an autograft between cheetah 2, we see that it has the same healing process and hair growing as the allograft. So it's telling you that they're between cheetah 1 and cheetah 2, and I guess the autograft of cheetah 2, there hasn't been much rejection. So it looks like both of these transplantations were a success. Now, I know that you might be thinking there's no such thing as a rejection with autografts. I know in very rare cases it's possible, but generally speaking, in most cases, you won't get a rejection from autografts. So if we take a look at the options from 27, A, B, and C, what the answer should say is, if we're looking for the tissues that have the most significantly different antigens from each other, the answer has to include a xenograft between domestic cat and cheetah 2. However, if we look at options A, B, C, they're all concerned with the allograft and autograft. But we see that there was no rejection, and this transplantation was a success. Therefore, the answer has to be D, because none of those above answers match the correct answer, which has to include the xenograft between the domestic cat and the cheetah. So if you do have any more questions about this unit, you can post them in the comment section below, or you can contact us directly. We'd love to help you. I mean, there are many ways to, I'm going to have to say this dad joke, to skin a cat. So you can tell us in the comment section. I know it's 21st century and we probably should be using something less euphemistic, let's just say there's plenty of ways to peel an orange. But if you do have another way to answer this question, or if you want to tell us a bit more about what your thoughts are about the immune system and rejection, please let us know. Thanks for your time. Bye now.